January 25th, Corpus Christi Bay. Let me move out of the wind here. I will get too much noise. We're on board the USS Lexington, CV-16, sitting in Corpus Christi, Texas Bay. Take you for a little guided tour. Here's a 5-inch 38 caliber gun turret. Hopefully that wind isn't too bad. And here's an A3, A for attack, KA-3B Sky Warrior. Hopefully you can see that. Nicely redone. Anyway, walking back towards the fantail, or the back end of the ship. This is a T-34. That was the first training plane that I got to fly back in 1970. Flew it out of Pensacola, Florida. Looks in nice shape. T-34 Mentor, designed by Walter Beach after World War II. It was modeled on the 35 Bonanza. Anyway, made its first flight in December 2nd, 1948. Trying to see when it ended. But anyway, there it is, T-34. Fun to fly. But it was a complex airplane, needing retractable gear and so on. Also flew this airplane on board. This is an A4. This happens to be it's got Marines on it, but it's a TA-4J. Most likely flew this exact airplane. I'd have to look at my logbook. I'll put down the bureau number. Maybe Dave can check his logbook. 158722. 158722. That's a TA-4J. Well, that here is TA-4F, but whatever. J52 P8, 9,300 pounds of thrust. Also flew this airplane here, got about 700 hours in this. T-28B Trojan, I think it was about 1,800 horsepower. Well, this one says 1425, but then it says 1820-86. So maybe that's cubic inch in horsepower, I don't know. 700-800 hours in that. And also flew this airplane on board. This is T2C. This is the first jet I ever soloed in, and the first jet that I landed on a carrier. This says VT-19 now, and the bureau number is 158898. I'll have to look that up. And this is another A4, but this is an A4B single seater. They've got the call sign is Viper. Wonder if that's from Top Gun or something. This is the Banshee, the F2. Let's see, what was the horsepower on this? Power plant. Doesn't say. But I know it didn't have very much power. This is the F9. I think Dave flew this. It was also underpowered. Let me see what the bureau number is. how many minutes do we have on this? I don't know. F9F Cougar 147276. Anyway, let's see. Hang on just a second. Let me see how many minutes I got on this. Okay. And this is looking out on Corpus Christi Bay. I guess you call it Corpus Christi. This is an A7. This was in service when I was in. Never flew it. Didn't have a whole lot of power either. God, they're ancient. Okay, this is looking off the fantail or the tail end of the ship. I think I'm right. Hopefully I'm right, yeah. Yeah, you can see there's the tower. Okay, a conning tower or whatever. Probably saying that wrong. I remember the first time I went on board, I asked lieutenant commander or a commander, I said, how do I get downstairs on this boat? Anyway, you notice the deck is angled. Okay. That's to keep it away from this side of the ship. This is where you would trap and go to full power and then taxi clear over in this direction and then launch off that side of the ship. This is the fantail or the round down, and people over time have misjudged and hit this particular portion of the ship. Not a good idea. Alright, let's walk up forward and hopefully not too much noise. But you notice it's not too real long. I mean, you can kind of estimate with how far I'm walking, how much distance you had to land. I think it's probably going to be too windy. So what I'll do is I'll cut this one off and then restart.